Hello everyone, it's Jackie here to recap this week's TGIT. Now, there was no scandal this week because they were premiering The Family on ABC, but we're still going to have a little conversation about Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder in Scandal's absence. And I'm sorry I didn't do a video last week, I just totally spaced, which is why I'm doing this one right now, late at night in my pajamas with my hair, looking terrible and a little bun, but anyways, and so I think what I'm going to do, at least for now, with these videos, I'm going to keep all the TGIT shows together in one video, but after I post this video, I'm going to watch it, see at what point I finish talking about Grey's and move on to How to Get Away with Murder, and then I'm going to post that time in the description, so any of you guys who don't want to hear about Grey's can skip to that part of the video and just hear the How to Get Away with Murder. Okay? And, for weeks when it's like a finale or something, I'm gonna probably make separate videos. I think it's, either next week or 2 weeks from now that How to Get Away with Murder gets off, so that week I'm gonna make just a separate How to Get Away with Murder video because I'm probably gonna go on and on and on about How to Get Away with Murder that week. So, does that sound good? Okay, because that's what I'm doing. Alright. So, first, we're going to discuss this week's Grey's Anatomy. Honestly, I love Grey's Anatomy. If someone asks me, hey, what's your favorite TV show? My answer is usually Grey's Anatomy. That's just, if I had to pick a favorite, that's what I would tell people. But it really frustrates me sometimes, and, last season was just terrible. And while this one is much better than last season, it's still, not as good as it was before to me, and, I'm kind of frustrated a little bit with it sometimes, what we're getting, my first thought is, well, last week with J-April the movie, I was kind of bored for most of the episode, but then at the end, when April revealed that she was, with child, I screamed, holy expletive, very loudly out of shock, because I was not expecting that at all, but now April has not told her ex-husband about their little impending bundle of joy. And, I would understand if she was like, oh, well, after losing Samuel, I don't know if I'm ready to tell him this. But April is basically just saying she doesn't want to tell Jackson yet because she just wants to be happy by herself for a little while. And, I kind of get that, but I'm also like, April, this is his baby. You need to tell him. Even if, I get she's like, oh, I don't want him to get back with me just because I'm pregnant. Well, he still has a right to know, and you can't keep this from him forever. You're going to have to tell him eventually, so just be honest with him, because you're carrying his kid, he should know. So, I think April really needs to talk to Jackson about that, and of course she doesn't want him to get back with her just because she's pregnant, but he still deserves to know. Just tell him, look, I'm pregnant, I know we're not expecting this, but you're the father, you deserve to know, and I don't want you to get back with me just because I'm pregnant. That's my opinion on it. And, like I said before, I am a huge Joe-Lex shipper, OTP. I love Joe and Alex, team Joe-Lex all the way. I used to have a Joe-Lex case on my phone, but it got worn out and I had to replace it. It's a Spoby one now, actually, and ironically, I don't even watch PLL anymore. So, I want a Joe-Lex wedding. Desperately. Desperately. And, well, I wasn't really expecting Joe to sound say to Alex in this episode, oh, let's get married right now. I wasn't really expecting that. I'm just going to get impatient because I want them to get married so badly. They've been together for a long time and they haven't broken up yet, which is great. I don't even know exactly how long they've been together because the Grey's Anatomy timeline is so confusing. What year is it in Grey's Anatomy land anymore? I don't know what year it's supposed to be on this show. What month is it? I don't really know. I'm very confused as to what time it's supposed to be in Grey's world. But point is, Joe and Alex have been together for a long time, and I've been shipping them for a very long time, since season 9 when we first met Joe. And I want them to get married and make lots of beautiful Joe-Lex babies and ride off into the sunset, because that's all I've wanted for Alex for years because he's my favorite character in pretty much all of television. And I don't even want kids, but if Joe doesn't want to give Alex babies, then I'll do it. I'll volunteer my uterus. And that sounded totally weirder than I meant it, but you know what I mean, okay? Every Alex Carrera fan wants him to see him get married and have kids and be happy, and I'm just so ready for it. Like, Alex is an original character. He deserves this. Come on, Shawna, I need. But I am hoping that before the season is over, we'll get to see Joe propose to Alex, because Joe has been the one in this relationship that has commitment issues, and understandably so, because we don't know much about her past as much as I would like, but it seems like, she's been through a lot, possibly sexual abuse, and that would make sense as to why she has a hard time committing to Alex with marriage when, he's really the first man she's ever been able to trust. But I am getting impatient, and I would like to see them get married sometime soon, because, OTP need to get married and make babies. Please and thanks. I am starting to feel bad for Nathan. When we heard about what happened with Owen's sister, finally, some people were theorizing that Nathan was the sister, and had that happened, I would have pulled my hair out, because no, that's too PLL of a twist. I don't need that. But hearing the actual story, it made me really feel for him, because that with what happened, he must have been blaming himself, and we know that Owen was blaming him a hell of a lot, and so I just, I felt bad for him. We're starting to, find out the truth there, and, he's becoming more likable. I actually joked while I was watching, because they said that the helicopter was never found. Watch Owen's sister just show up alive in Seattle, like, hey, I've been alive all these years. That would be something. I was joking when I said that, but, it is Shonda Rhimes. Watch that actually happen. I don't know what I would feel. That's like such a soap opera twist, but, it was like, oh, well, we never found her body. And I'm like, oh, God, no, please. Just please let her be dead. Don't bring back the long-lost sister from the grave. Like, this isn't Pretty Little Liars, people. How many times do I have to say it? I stopped watching PLL for a reason. I don't need this in my life anymore. And you got a blast from the past with good old Katie Bryce. I was having, pilot flashbacks watching this, and all the clips, Derek, it's a beautiful night to save lives. Ugh, my emotions. Ugh, God. And, I'm glad that she lived, and that Amelia was able to get that little confidence boost and having saved her, knowing that, she was able to do it, especially with being a hard tumor. I kind of thought we were going to get a scene where they told her that Derek was dead, but that didn't happen. And Meredith, God, Meredith, why didn't you take your patient to the OR hours ago? Riggs is the cardio expert, and he told you to get her to the operating room. Meredith stubbornly was like, no, I'm going to hold pressure on it for hours and hours and hours and hope she doesn't die and bleed out. And then the woman dies. Doesn't even get to see her son before she dies. And was like, Meredith, why? Why didn't you listen to the guy who knows what he's doing and take her to the freaking OR? Now she's dead. I mean, seriously. And I know I've talked about this before, but to me, it's just hilarious that all these doctors are like, oh, Penny killed Derek. Well, Meredith, you just killed this woman. So, double standard. You're a hypocrite, Meredith. You guys are all hypocrites. You've all killed your patients with your own stupidity, and you're, calling Penny a murderer because, seriously? And there was some Amelia Owen scenes episode. I am still always going to be a Crowan fan until the very end. I loved Christina. I miss Christina basically every episode of Grey's Anatomy. I wish Christina was still here because she was amazing. And, I mean, I know that Christina and Owen were never going to work out because of the kid thing. You can't have half a child. It wasn't going to work out between them, but that doesn't mean I don't miss them. And I'm not super attached to Amelia because I never watched Private Practice. I tried to watch it, and honestly, it bored me, so I never continued. so I don't have the same emotional attachment to her that everybody else seems to. So, Amelia and Owen are just okay to me. I mean, I want Owen to find love and a family because he deserves that. But, Amelia and Owen are just like, to me. They will never be Christina and Owen. Even though I know they weren't going to work out, I shipped them. And I always will. And I can't help but hope that in that series finale of Grey's Anatomy, as far away as it may seem, that Christina can come back and, I don't know, her and Owen can share a loving look across the room and just give me a little hope for their future, because I always liked them. I was rooting for them this whole time, and I'm still bitter for Shawna for that damn abortion storyline. Like, I know she wanted to do an abortion storyline, and like, that's good, but she had to do it to Christina and Owen. I mean, I'm like as pro-choice as they come, but it just ripped my heart out that, he wanted the baby and she got an abortion. And it just, it proved that Christina and Owen were never going to work out, and I hate Shawna for that because I wanted to continue living in my happy Crowan bubble. And Shawna dashed all my hopes and dreams in more ways than one. But we don't have time for that. And, yes, Grey's Anatomy was renewed for season 13, lucky number 13, and, I have mixed feelings about that. Even though Grey's Anatomy is one of my favorite shows ever, I kind of wish that ABC would put it out of its misery. But I know that will not be happening anytime soon, and I will probably keep watching as long as Joe and Alex are together, because Alex Karev is my reason to watch Grey's Anatomy, and I will as long as he is on it. But if he does date Meredith, I will leave and never look back. Okay, now on to How to Get Away with Murder. I think I've talked about that enough. First of all, Frank and Laurel. Ugh, I can't help it. I ship them. I don't know why. I know I shouldn't, but I just really want them to work out for some reason. I can't even tell you why I ship them. I just do. I'm rooting for them, and Frank told Laurel that he loved her, and my heart broke because she's rightfully mad at him because, he did kill someone, and I don't even know why I like Laurel. Like, I know I shouldn't. Every bone in my body is screaming, wrong, wrong, wrong. I'm telling myself, you can't ship them. They are the definition of a problematic fave. But I ship it. I ship them. And I can't help myself, and I just hope that they can work through this major bump, because I like Laurel. And I want them to work out, and I like Frank, and I like Laurel, and I want them to get back together because I love them, and Frank loves Laurel, and ugh. And I think the biggest shock of this episode, of the past several episodes, is that Wes's mom actually did kill herself. Because we were all convinced that she didn't. That's what they were making it seem, and it was really shocking and kind of a little disappointing that she actually did commit suicide. I screamed because I was not expecting her to, plunge a knife into her neck, and I'm a wimp, and my mom ran out of the room. I just wasn't seeing it coming, so it just totally caught me off guard when she, took her own life. And it was really painful to see little Wes come back and find his mom bleeding out on the ground, That was really depressing. And this is just a really, really random thought. Does anybody wonder if maybe this business guy, Charles's dad, I don't know what his name is, could he be Wes's father? I feel like there has to be some more importance to this family coming in because, the mom killed herself. None of them killed her. So I feel like they have to have a greater purpose. And, when Rose was going on about, he doesn't own me, he doesn't own my son, I don't know, I just thought, what if, he's his dad? Because we don't know who Wes's dad is. He has to have one, And what if it's him? I don't know if it was an affair or maybe, a sexual assault. I don't even know if I'm just, totally imagining things, but that's what I just thought, that's what popped into my head when she was saying those things. I thought maybe that's his father, And it seems like Wes was born in the U.S. I thought he said he was born in Haiti, but we found out that Wes was a U.S. citizen, which implies that he was born in the country, you know? So he probably has an American father, like, probably, you know? It's not like Rose had a husband or anything, so maybe she had an affair with her married boss and got preggers. I don't know why I just said preggers, but I did. So, anyways, or, you know, maybe he assaulted her. I don't know. It's just a thought that came to me, like, in that moment. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Another thing I'm still wondering is if Annalise killed her own son. Because I think next week we're finding out what happened to the baby. And I don't know, that was another thing that just popped into my head a couple weeks ago when Annalise made that comment about how the baby was lucky she didn't strangle him or smother him or whatever. And we see that she really doesn't think that she can be a mom. She doubts her ability. Like, she says she wants the baby, but she doesn't know she can do it. And I'm wondering if maybe just in this one moment, you know, she killed him. Not necessarily in cold blood, but like she shook him and something and he died, and everyone thought it was SIDS or sudden infant death syndrome. I don't even know why I know what SIDS is, but I do. I must like watch too much television. But anyways, well, I definitely watch too much television, but you know, whatever. So I don't know. I still have that feeling. I mean, I don't think she like had a miscarriage or anything. I mean, like Eve said, that baby could fall out of you right now and it would be okay. I don't know. I mean, it's still possible that she had a stillbirth. I'm not saying that's not possible. I don't know. I feel like there's something sinister going on with this thing. I just can't shake that gut feeling that she killed the baby. I mean, the show's called How to Get Away with Murder, after all. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. And she made a comment about how, like, the miscarriages were easier. I guess she had a history of miscarriages or something. And, like, I don't know. I still have that, like, thought in my mind that she killed her child. I don't know. You know, and when Annalise and Eve were talking, I just wanted to scream, the word you're looking for is bisexual. That's the thing. You can like men and women, you know. Because like Annalise was saying how she wasn't a lesbian, and I'm just like, you know, you can like men and women. There's lots of people who do. To go on a mini rant, I think there should be more bisexual characters on TV, because I can basically name all the ones I know of on one hand. Callie from Grey's Anatomy, Nolan from Revenge, you could say Brittany from Glee, 'cause I don't think she ever called herself bisexual, I don't think, but she dated men and women, so that makes her bisexual. Some people say that Allison from PLL is bisexual, but to be honest, I don't really know if she actually had any feelings for Emily or was just manipulating her, so I'm not inclined to call her bisexual. Considering Emily's the only woman she ever had interest in, and I'm not sure how genuine that was. But we're not going to go into an anti-Allison rant here, okay? Because that's not the point of this video. I'm not talking about PLL in this. So anyways, so yes, let's use the word bisexual. It's not a dirty word. Some people were criticizing How to Get Away with Murder in season 1 because when Michaela found out that Aiden had a thing with Connor, she immediately called him gay. Like, bisexuality. You can like men and women. Lots of people do. Bisexuality. Let's use that word. So that's just what, like, I was, like, kind of getting frustrated. Like, you guys, bisexual. That's the word you want. You're bisexual. That's what that's called. And I also saw someone say, okay, well, we're getting all these emails, supposedly from Philip, of the night when Emily Sinclair died. And someone said, what if these emails are not being sent by Philip, but by Oliver? Just let that sink in for a second. I was totally shocked too when I heard this, because honestly, if it was anyone on the show, I wouldn't really be surprised. They're all sketchy, except for Oliver. Because Oliver is so sweet and innocent. He's a precious little cupcake, that boy is. And if we found out that Oliver was doing this for whatever reason, I don't know, to protect Connor from Annalise, I don't really know what his motives would be. If that was the case, I would be truly shocked if it was Oliver. Oliver was up to something. I mean, he is a tech guy, and there was that night when he and Philip were alone for a while. who really knows what they talked about? I mean, we didn't see their conversation. Who knows what Philip could have told him when they were alone together? I believe it was from one of Kelly TV's videos that she mentioned this. I think that's where I heard it. So, credit to her for bringing this up, because I'm really pondering this now. I would give How to Get Away with Murder mad props if they made it Oliver. I mean, part of me would just be disappointed a little bit, because Oliver is a precious cinnamon, all too good for this world, too pure, and I want him to remain totally innocent, but I would be really, really surprised if it was Oliver. I never would have thought of that myself, like, honestly. But, I mean, I kind of feel like Philip's creepy, but I don't know if he's the true mastermind here. It's just becoming too... Everyone's like, oh, it's Philip. So, I don't know. I feel like maybe someone else is the guilty party here. You know? And Philip scared the crap out of me at the end when he jumped out from under Wes's bed to grab Annalise. I actually was saying earlier in the episode, because my mom was like, I keep expecting Philip to pop out somewhere, like, in here. And I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna pop out from under Wes's bed, like, pop goes to Philip. And I was kidding. And then we're watching this scene, and Annalise Owens in the apartment. I was like, oh my god, Philip's actually going to pop out, and he literally comes out from under the bed and grabs Annalise. And it just, yeah. So, let's see what happens. Is Philip weird? Yes. How evil is he? That I'm not quite so sure of. So, we'll have to see. Alright, I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to end this video. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. And please come talk to me in the comments, because I love discussing TV shows with you guys. Thanks so much. Mwah! And I will see you guys next week.